Hello and welcome to a special Mandurah Cup edition of the Wednesday Preview this week. Hayden King joining you. James Broadhurst not with us this week, so we're going to miss him, but I'm really looking forward to the Friday fixture. We've got a crack field engaged for the $57,000 feature. $40,000 goes to the winner, and it's assembled a great field courtesy of those heats we had last week. And we're going to have a look at those as we look down the page and look at the field, starting off with number 1, Bones McCoy, who was able to rail up and find the front last week in his heat, and he dashed away to a comfortable mid-race lead. However, the one dog he had chasing him up was Momentum, who we know is pretty strong. Bones McCoy being tried at 490 metres for the first time. He had that 520 experience over in New South Wales before beginning his career in the West, but it was always going to tell late in the piece, considering he's done the bulk of his racing over the 380, 405, and eventually in the concluding stages he was rounded up by Momentum. But he certainly went out on his shield, Bones McCoy. Lost no admirers with that performance for sure and certain. Momentum just stronger in the concluding stages. That was the first heat. Other heats on the night, well, Vice Grip comes up with box number 2 this week. He was able to press up and find the front. From there, it was a foregone conclusion after he was able to race to the lead, and he dashed away, winning comfortably in the end. He looked one of our top seeds heading into the series, and he certainly franked that with this victory. West on Fin matched him early, but he couldn't match him mid and late, and Vice Grip cemented his place among the best dogs we have here in the West. West on Fin tried very hard, and as a consequence of that performance, he was able to find his way into the final. He draws box number 8, which couldn't work out too bad for him here. In box number 3, Unsee This, in his heat, he was able to preserve that run up the inside, persevered and eventually got through and was really strong to the line, qualifying in fast time. He was really impressive and taking in that victory. I guess the disappointment, in inverted commas, was Granite Song, who worked up mid-stages, took the front and just petered out on the performance late, clearly below his best, so hopefully all okay with him, and John Carmody can get him back to what we've seen him produce in recent weeks. So that was the third heat, and the other heat to look at was Amplified. We had a little bit of confusion in the sense that she registered 26.90 originally, and we thought we had a new track record on our hands after she dashed to the front. It didn't seem unbelievable in the sense that she could run that time, but it was not to be. That was the lure recorded, and her time was reduced quite significantly. But she ran away with a comfortable win there in her heat. West on Bray tried very hard, albeit playing second fiddle to a star greyhound Amplified. So they were the 4 heats we had last week, and as a consequence, we've been left with a great final. So looking down the page, we've got Bones McCoy in 1. He'll be up there from the outset, no doubt. Just a question of how far in front he has to be in order to win the race. Vice Grip comes up with box number 2. If he can perhaps tag the back of Bones McCoy and just avoid any kind of early trouble, he'll be right in the mix. Amplified, if she leads, she'll be the one to catch. Unsee This is drawn between them. Well, he qualified in fast time. It just looks a little bit difficult when you've got dogs of the ilk of Vice Grip and Amplified drawn either side of you. Momentum in 5, West on Bray 6, Falcon 9, 7, and West on Fin in 8, rounding out the field. So that's our Group 3 feature at Mandurah on Friday. The Mandurah Cup always attracts such an illustrious field, and this year certainly no different. Looking forward to that. Then we'll turn our attention after Mandurah across to Cannington Saturday, and I'm looking forward to this distance potential final. We've got a nice little field engaged after we had some small but select heats last week. Box number 1, we've got West on Jillaby, who has actually never won a race. She's 0 from 24, and she finds herself in a feature on Saturday night. However, she found the line really strongly there late last time out, and she was actually able to find her way into second place. Hopefully, all going well, she can find her way in the money again. I've got 3 key winning chances in the race, and she's not among them. But Wooden Hands was beginning to find the line well last week. Sassy Blade, we always know this dog can produce a great finale. Not the winning most greyhound, but always in the mix. Special Gun has that early speed to put himself up there from the outset. Jimmy Rocks was really taking in that heat last week. He was able to find the front, dash clear mid-stages, and he kept that margin on them throughout the run to the wire. He was really good. Columbus Manelli to his outside could be a little bit of an advantage as well, considering we know Columbus Manelli's not the quickest beginner, and as a consequence of that, last week he was found a little bit wanting over those early stages. Looked like he was going to build into it through the mid-section, but he just couldn't close up the gap on Blaze and Lass, who comes up with box number 7, and could be a little bit awkwardly drawn, Columbus Manelli, in the fact that he's got those two potentially quick beginners either side in Jimmy Rocks and Blaze and Lass, who the latter was very good in winning her heat last week. And Barefoot Tycoon was a bit of a disappointment last week, failed to land any kind of telling blow. So in this race, it shapes as an interesting early battle, as all races from that 600 do. Does Jimmy Rocks lead? Does Blaze and Lass get up outside him? And then the chasing brigade, like Columbus Manelli, how far away is he going to get in the run? If he's close enough, we know he'll be incredibly dangerous. He's a smart dog who I think we have yet to see the best of. So it shapes as a great race, that distance potential final. So in conjunction with the Mandurah Cup on Friday, it promises to be a great weekend of chasing. In terms of a best bet between now and then, I'm going to Cannington tonight, race 3, number 3, Barbecue Man. Really liked this dog's trial last week. He missed the start, so it was going to be an uphill battle, but he quickly recovered, dashed to the front, put a massive margin on his only rival, and in just over 30 seconds, it was quite a taking performance. I expect, providing he doesn't miss the start too badly, and he doesn't find too much interference, he'll win. I think he's got a class edge on them. I think he's a promising dog, and I think we'll see him win some better races than this. So, race 3, number 3, Barbecue Man, the best. Hope you've enjoyed this week's preview, and make sure your eyeballs are glued to the screen on Friday for the Mandurah Cup, and also Saturday for the distance potential, and I'll see you next week.